Good morning. Hello, hello. Good morning, Gigi. Gigi, I made her an official part of our Family Court Awareness Month team. I gave her her own email address. She has done so much work. So thank you, Gigi. Good morning. It has been the busiest week of my life. I clocked 42 hours in by Wednesday night. And so I hope to sleep a lot this weekend and try to catch up on life. I am Tina Swithin, founder of One Mom's Battle, Family Court Awareness Month, author of Divorcing a Narcissist. Good morning, everyone. I cannot give legal advice. I'm not an attorney. You should always check with your attorney if you take any information from here. We are a group of survivors who come together and talk about all things narcissists, sociopaths, toxic individuals, and family court. And we have a lot of collective wisdom. So thank you for joining us. A couple of things. If you are wanting to get involved in Family Court Awareness Month, please do. I am so blown away by everything that has transpired in the past few weeks. And I'm still adding proclamations and cities to our website to memorialize them, but we haven't even added them all yet. But Las Vegas came in yesterday. It is just so amazing to watch everything. We are definitely over 200 cities, counties, and then again, we have 5 states. So that is just amazing. Hawaii passed a resolution, Hawaii County, to declare November as Family Court Awareness Month. That's huge. And I definitely, could not have done all of this without you. And, I am so just moved by it. It's a way for survivors to get involved and to have a voice. And where, this is such an isolating journey, and to feel heard. Even if it's behind the scenes, so many of you who have secured these proclamations have not, you don't want to be known publicly. You can't, speak out. And I get that. But at least putting this on the map in your community has just been an amazing thing to watch. And for those of you who have been able to go in person and accept the proclamation and speak your truth, I have been in tears watching these videos. And it's just so heartwarming and touching to me. Good morning, everyone. HB says, I lost in court last week and the judge tore me to shreds, feeling very raw right now. I am so incredibly sorry. Gigi has some great advice for you there. How can you be helping with Family Court Awareness Month right now with where we are? If you go to the familycourtawarenessmonth.com website and click press, I believe it's press corner or press something, scroll down to the bottom, get our November 2021 press release. Reach out to your local newspapers in your communities, to your local television stations, and you can let them know. Cut and paste the press release, put it in the email, send it to them, and say, for privacy reasons, I'm not personally allowed, I can't speak out. However, I want to connect you with the founder of this movement, Tina Swithin. My city has secured a proclamation, and I am willing to answer any questions from them, talk to them. I've done a news feature in Canfield, Ohio this week. I answered a bunch of questions from a reporter there. We got plugged on a radio station in San Francisco, Alice 97.3, which is huge. I used to live in the Bay Area and I know how big that is. Danielle Pollock from the National Family Violence Law Center and we both did a national news interview this week, and Allie Kessler is also being featured in that. Her son Grayson Kessler was murdered in May, and she was, I believe, within a 24-hour period of her being denied a protection order for Grayson, he was murdered. And it's just, these stories are horrific. And we need to come together and we need to put this on the map, and we're doing that. And so thank you all for your help. And a lot of people are still out there trying to get proclamations. So definitely keep it going. We have the whole month of November. So if your community hasn't come on board yet, make sure you are trying to do that. And I can't read all the comments, but Shannon also, it sounds like, lost in court. I am just devastated to read these comments and to know that I'm sorry. I hope you have support. If you don't, reach out to those of us at OMB, connect with others in your state chapter of OMB. Make sure you are getting support that you need, because I can tell you I have been knocked down so many times in this battle, and there are some times where it felt so hopeless. And I just remember my mentality was, I'm going to allow myself to feel the anger, the sadness, the hopelessness, all of it, feel all the feels. And then with a day or two later, it's dusting ourselves off and saying, we'll be back, because we have to keep fighting for our kids. And, it's not a battle I would wish on anyone. Michelle says, I'm speaking 11/16 for a proclamation. My goal is to start putting these on our event portion of our calendar at Family Court Awareness Month. And so if you haven't let us know about that, if I don't already have it on my calendar, let me know. Because I'd like to add the links where people can watch. I've done that a couple of times, and it's really amazing. So what else was I going to say? Voice clips. I would love if you are able to, and I know it's hard to summarize your story in 3 minutes or in 45 seconds, but these clips could be really powerful. We're putting it together for November. It's going to be a video with just a bunch of voice clips telling snippets of people's stories. So if you have a powerful moment where maybe the GAL did not believe your child was being abused, despite the therapist, beating down the doors and trying to get people to help, whatever it is, a judge putting your children in harm's way, and maybe the words that they said to you, you can email them to admin@onemomsbattle.com. So you could just do like a voice clip on your phone and then email it to us, but it can't be over 45 seconds, and it cannot have any identifying details. And so the hashtag on that to follow will be hashtag #myfamilycourtstory, and 45-second voice clip. Somebody just asked, Lisa, hello, good morning. And if you have photos of yourself accepting the proclamation that you would be willing to let us use on social media, please email those to me at Tina@familycourtawarenessmonth.com. Make sure whatever you're doing, if you can't share things on social media, send it to your mom, send it to your sister, your friends. They can share the familycourtawarenessmonth.com website and just say, in honor of we're trying to raise awareness, we have close friends and family members who are suffering at the hands of the court system. We really, we want to really capture the momentum that has been building for a long time. And we're getting it. So if you haven't already signed up today, the UCI Initiative to End Domestic Violence. I believe that is the full name of it. You can find it on any of our social media channels. There are some amazing speakers. It's a full day online conference. It starts at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and it is, I'm one of the speakers. I'll be talking for about 15 minutes. Professor Joan Meyer, Danielle Pollock, all of these, some amazing representatives. It's only $20, and you'll get a recording afterwards to be able to watch for a limited time. So even if you don't have all day today available, you can still participate and support their efforts. It's a collaboration between UCI and California Protective Parents Association. For those of you who know Sandy Ross, she is an angel on this earth and has been instrumental in Family Court Awareness Month being what it is both this year and last year. So, and if you need any t-shirts, the One Mom's Battle website, if you go to shop, this is one you don't want to wear in front of your kids, but it takes longer to adopt a puppy at the pound than it does for a family court judge to decide the fate of my child. Family Court Awareness Month. And then there's the I Just Want Peace. There's coffee mugs. There's all kinds of things. So if you would like to commemorate this month, that's one way to do it. All right. So the first question that came through for today, they get away with breaking orders all the time. Can we talk about what would happen if we did? Is it ever a calculated risk worth taking? Again, I'm not an attorney. You have to always check with your attorney, and there's so many different scenarios and variables. In one of the Facebook private groups, I saw somebody, she has COVID and her baby has COVID, and she's worried about breaking the court orders and how, if it's going to be used against her. And just what kind of world do we live in where somebody would force you to go and exchange your child when you and the child have COVID? But I watch it happen all the time. And, I don't want to get into debates on COVID. That's a whole nother thing. And everybody's got their opinions, and it's a big topic. But, you could insert anything: cold, flu, fever, whatever it is. If that doesn't say it all about the unhealthy parent that would uproot a child who's sick, and I used to live through it as well. It's just defies logic. But in that situation, for me, I really do believe, one of the reasons why my case, why I did start moving in the direction of the judge seeing me as being the healthy co-parent is because even when I didn't agree with it, I followed that order to a T. I did not deviate. I remember sitting in a car with my child with 104-degree fever. Was that in her best interest? Absolutely not. But did I know that he would go and file contempt against me if I didn't exchange her? Yeah, and so you are, and it's probably, I just said this when I did a news interview yesterday, one of the hardest parts of my job is telling a mom the reality of the system, that it has, and when so many come to me and they're just starting out on this journey, nothing in this journey makes sense, and it's all illogical. And so having to instill in someone the reality of this system that is focused more on parental rights than the rights and the health of a child, it's sick. It's just sick. But, do I believe that when they seem to get away with violating everything, I remember saying to the court, he is above the orders. That's a good way to pit egos or narcissism together. There are a lot of family court professionals who are highly narcissistic, and to them, we are just case numbers. But when it becomes personalized, that he or she feels that they're above your orders, Your Honor, it seems to flip a little switch in them. And there's one tip, but for me, no, I would not violate orders because it muddies the water. And then you don't have a solid ground to stand on in trying to hold the other party accountable for violating the orders. And, it can feel like they violated the orders 25 times. And then the 26th time somebody finally holds them accountable. But you're like, this is the only branch of law where a court order doesn't really actually matter. It's just a default. And it's so frustrating. I remember our very first child custody evaluation, and there were like 20 points that the evaluator, hoops he had to jump through, things that we had to comply with. And I think when we went to court, he was a few months later, he was in violation of like 17 of the 20. And I'm just pulling this number out because I don't remember the exact details. But the court was kind of like, it doesn't matter. And I'm thinking, why did you send us for this evaluation if you're not going to take it seriously? And it, just another area of the system. I just want peace. The Narschla. Renee Hinkson said she used the Facebook frame, I just want peace, and the narcissist lashed out. Above all, you have, if you are getting involved in Family Court Awareness Month, your case and your kids come first. So if you are fearful that it could backfire on you by changing your profile or anything like that, your case comes first at all times. I do believe there will be a point in time where you are able to speak out and to have a voice. But in the meantime, you might have to have friends and family do it. Or you might just have to, if you can work behind the scenes to help spread the message and to maybe get the press release out, or however you feel comfortable. Or maybe if your tank is empty, you just push pause and join us next year. We're not going away. So Gigi, the IRS is the only the third party to ever hold my former spouse accountable. I'm waiting for that to happen to my ex. I sent the IRS his declarations that said he hadn't filed taxes since 2009. And on his paycheck stubs, he claims 99 exemptions, so they don't take money out. And he makes a great deal of money when he's working. I don't know that they've ever held him accountable. Heather, you keep your oxygen mask on and you prepare for your trial. That's your priority. Okay. I'm dealing with a narcissist and he's alienating. And then I wrote a note in the questions, please don't use this word. What do I do? So I'm going to save the whole soapbox on alienation because I do it a lot and I don't want to take over the whole show on that. It's a topic I'm very passionate about. I did a hashtag the other day, moms don't let moms use the word alienation. It's dividing our movement. It's making our movement weaker. And so go to the One Mom's Battle Facebook page, click blog, and it's one of the first few blogs. It's please stop using the word alienation. That is the father's rights movement. I love dads. There are great dads. I'm married to one. My dad, is a wonderful man. He raised me, was the healthier of my two parents. But research shows moms are the ones getting screwed in the system right now. And so if we just go by research, the majority of those who are affected most and who are being failed are moms. And that's research data, that's facts. I know Gigi is experienced with her kids being turned away from her, and I know so many others of you are as well. I do not discount that if the narcissist had their wishes, it would absolutely be to turn your child against you. And I have so many clients who have had it happen, lemonade sisters from my retreats who currently have no contact with their kids, or it's very limited. The narcissist, they absolutely, that's straight out of their playbook, is that would be their greatest joy in life, is to hurt you by using your kids. That's what this is all about. And depending on the child, the personality, the circumstances, we see that play out in a variety of ways. How they use the children as pawns, but that is definitely one aspect of it. And what I would personally do, if we're talking about in court, I personally would focus on showing patterns of behavior, not using that label, but showing how exactly what they're doing, and the child's behavior, the child's regression. So many of my clients who are in the situation, especially with teenagers, you get to that age where in a lot of areas they are given more of a voice. And when they have been turned away from you, and the unhealthy parent is giving them free reign, no rules, stay up as late as you want, eat whatever you want, do whatever you want, have full access to all internet and all of the dangers that come with that. And children, teenagers, especially in those ages, are really easy to manipulate, or they can be manipulating to try to get what they want, because that's a difficult age, even under the best of circumstances. So when you add an unhealthy parent who is going to take advantage of that, capitalize on that, it is a horrific situation. Make sure you have support. Gigi's probably has some fantastic advice, and I hope she'll share it, because I have a lot of respect for her and her advice and her experience. But for the moms that I work with, it's letting the kids know, sending notes once a week or a couple times a week, just, I'm here, I love you, keeping all of the conflict and the drama out of it, and just letting them know I'm here. What I see play out time and time again is they come back. More times than not, it's when the conflict between you and the other party ends and they're left to deal with that person one-on-one, and they see behind the mask. You have to also remember your bond with them, that attachment bond, was created and it is solid and it is still there. That is still their foundation. And I do believe that that continues to be the baseline through all of these things. And I have seen very, very few situations where they don't come back. And it's just keeping connected to them in whatever way you can. And, even if it's lunches, if it's, things like that. But teen years, if that's what we're referring to, they're difficult. And I feel so much compassion for the kids, because I remember being that age, and I remember adults telling me it's the best years of your life. And I'm thinking, if these are the best years of my life, I'm not really looking forward to the rest, because it's a confusing time. And when you've got someone who's manipulative, who plays into that, it's a recipe for disaster. So connect. I really, there's so much power and wisdom in these groups. And so make sure you are feeling supported. Or if you aren't, make sure you connect with us in our private chapters. Question number 3, with judges having such a big backlog of cases, what's their incentive to read the judicial education packets? For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's educateyourjudge.com. What about guardian ad litems, and with the research to guide their influence? Like with anything, it's going to come down to who the professional is. There are going to be judges we can absolutely reach. Our judges don't have mandatory training in domestic violence. The majority of them do not. And that's one of the things I've been sharing at city council meetings that I've been to this week. I think I've done 12 city council meetings, Monday and Tuesday. And to see their faces when you're saying our judges are making decisions about our children's fate, and they had this particular one had a background in estate planning, and they have zero training in domestic violence, and to watch people's faces as you're saying these things, but it's the reality of our court system. So there will be judges and other professionals. We do send the packets to guardian ad litems. We've sent them to school principals. We've sent them to therapists, co-parenting, anybody who works under the umbrella of family court we send them to all of those professionals. There's the category of those that are open to hearing, and we do hear success stories from those situations, or we've heard from the professionals themselves, thank you for doing this. This is very needed information. We talk about Joan Meyer's research. We talk about the Santa Clara study, the high conflict individuals in family court. The whole basis of it is the post-separation abuse wheel. I saw a comment here. What is that post-separation abuse wheel is my abuser's playbook. Yes, that's so you can go to postseparationabuse.com if you want to download that wheel and see what we're talking about. But then you've got judges who, you could fly an airplane banner in front of their bedroom window with solid research and data, and they're so narcissistic or calloused themselves that it's not going to make an impact no matter what we do. And that's unfortunate. And then you've got the ones who are corrupt and in collusion and in these, pockets of, unethical behavior. But this is, aside from that, this is an area where we really need to put a laser beam focus on our judges and who we're electing into office. If you're following Jacqueline Franchetti, Kira's mom, Kira was murdered. Their case is out of New York. Her judge just got promoted. She ran uncontested. She basically sent Kira to her death and told Jacqueline in one of their final hearings to grow up, that this isn't a life or death situation. Regardless of if you are in the family court system and living this nightmare or not, that should generate outrage for every single person in our country. Everyone should be beating down the doors of, and sharing this information on social media and collectively being a voice to say, this is not okay. Why is this woman still on the bench anywhere? But really paying attention to the judges. I know before I was in family court, that's the area of the ballot where, a lot of times you just check off which one is your political party, or you don't go deep. There's an example in my own community from years ago. There was a local individual running for judge. He's an attorney. I started clicking through to his Facebook, through his social media. I found, that his campaign manager had a father's rights 50-50 profile picture. And I blasted that publicly, locally. He immediately had the guy take it down, but you really have to do your research. That is the part of the ballot we need to really be paying attention to. Who are these people? Because they literally hold our kids' lives in their hands. And it's important to get involved. And Michelle says, how can I send these packets? educateyourjudge.com. It used to be under the One Mom's Battle umbrella, but the reality is it's too easy for them to chalk it up to a bunch of hysterical moms. And so we completely repackaged it, rebranded it, made some changes to the whole thing, so you can check it out there. All right, everybody, I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to tell you? Go get your tickets for UCI. We're going to be starting very shortly here, and it's only $20 for a full day conference. Danielle Pollock will be moderating a panel of moms, protective moms who have survived the system. 3 of them, their children did not. There is going to be a support room, for a Zoom room, for those who may be feeling triggered by content, things like that. We're going to hear some representatives. Thanks, Gigi. It's on our website. We have these available. All right, everyone, have a great day. I will hopefully see you at the conference, and take care. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.